Na festa do fim de semana, só rolê bom. Ela chega e desencana com passo bem sou, passo bem sou, passo bem sou. Na festa do fim de semana.
Hi there, Croc here. Today I'm bringing you my Nioh 3 Ninja build, a setup built around speed, precision, and absolute control on the battlefield. This build focuses on relentless pressure, deadly ninjutsu, and sprinkled in a little bit of magic on the side. So if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I think Nioh 3 is the game where we can hit 1,000 subscribers. So support the channel. Let's go. First off, I want to point out that this is the demo of the game. I do not have access to the full game. Team Ninja has not blessed me with that privilege, but I still made a very powerful build to get you through the game with ease. I will also go over the skills you want, the stats you want on your gear, the skills on the skill tree that you might want to go for, and also go for in the future, for the things that I'm experimenting on in the future and what I think will be very good in the future, because obviously the game is not out yet. This is the demo, so the build can evolve and improve later on, and I will update the build later on as well when we finally get our hands on the full game. All right, without further ado, let's get into the build, starting off with our weapon. We're using a black bamboo Kurosarigama. It's my weapon of choice. I think the Kurosarigama it's specifically a ninja weapon, and I think Team Ninja did a very good job at making the distinction from like the other games. It was a very confusing weapon in my opinion in the past games, but they very dumbed it down and simplified it like hell in this game with the forms, with the samurai and ninja form. I think the Kurosarigama in this game, in ninja form, is very good, and I don't see a lot of people use it. I see a lot of people using the dual swords or the fist weapons, which is fine. That's fine, but I personally use the Kurosarigama. The other main reason why I use the Kurosarigama is because it scales off of skill and magic, and this is a specifically only ninja build. There's no samurai. I never switched to samurai. I have another build on my another low save file that I do use samurai, but that's besides the point. This is a only ninja build, so I went with the Kurosarigama because it scales with skill, which also scales with ninjutsu, makes your ninjutsu stronger, and magic, so we could have a little bit of sprinkled in a little bit of magic and spells and stuff like that, and have those hitting like elemental stuff, elemental properties, making those hit a bit harder than they normally would. And also when we scale up our magic, it will also scale up our weapon as well. The skills that you see on screen right now are the ideal stats that I would want on my weapon, except the lightning imbue and the lightning damage. You would replace that with fire imbue and fire boost or fire damage. The reason why we go for fire on our weapon, at least for the early game, is because ninjutsu mostly, for the most part, is fire. Right? You have fire attacks, you have fire bombs, fire shurikens, right? Most of it is fire. So all of our fire damage is going to be on our ninjutsu, and fire damage increase is going to increase all of it. Even the ones that's on your accessories, that's on your armor or whatever, or your bow even, it's all going to apply to your ninjutsu. So getting that fire damage to like 20, even 30% is going to be huge for your ninjutsu. Next up is the armor. The armor is subject to change really fast because for some reason in the beta, the ninja class has no set bonuses. They have no gear that gives set bonuses. So we don't know what's in the store for the future. Like we don't even know. We have the shinobi set bonus or the Hanzo set. Like, we don't have that. So the armor is going to change in the future, but the more important things to have on the armor is dodge key consumption and key recovery speed. Those are the two important things to have on your armor. And the reason for that is because we're trying to keep our agility at A. We're trying to keep it at A. And what agility is, let me show you what agility is right here. So agility, what agility does is how agile your movements is. It affects the key consumption for attacks such as attacking and dodging. Changes based on your weight of your equipment. So basically, when we attack or dodge, it uses up less key. All right, it uses less key. Combo that with dodge key consumption and key recovery, we basically have infinite stamina. It sounds crazy, but it's technically true. As long as you're not inside a yokai realm, you basically have infinite stamina, especially if you're throwing in your ninjutsu per like combo. Not all armor pieces will always have the same roles. For instance, on your gloves, you could have this skill that increases your damage when you do a successful evade. Next is the accessories. The important thing here for the accessories is the key recovery speed, the fire boost, and the max cicada shell stock. This is one of my better accessories, and as you can see, it's pretty good. But if I had to choose, you could replace the max cicada shell stock with a boost of an increase of whatever jutsu you want. But to stay on topic, the reason why I like this one, I like to use this skill sometimes because when you use it properly, you basically flash step to their behind, allowing you to get maybe like a full combo off behind, especially on bosses, right? Bosses do their big flash red move. Instead of parrying it, you could just flash step behind them and just wail on their back for free. The next accessory is this one. It has luck, has some fire damage, and it has 10% increase to shrapnel bomb damage. For the skills that I use Enduring Destruction, I use Awakening, and I use Attack Mastery 1. For the ninja specific skills, I use Armor Piercer, I use Aerial Strike, I like using Aerial Strike, and I use Evil Dispelling Evade. The reason why I use this is because ninja doesn't really have a real way to naturally get rid of the yokai realms, the puddles on the ground. So this helps out at clearing that up. Next is the magic that I use on the soul cores. I use this one as my main, as the yang, and I use these ones as my yin. I use Lightning Familiar, I use Carnage Talisman, and I use the Weakness Talisman, and I use the Thunderstorm Shot Talisman. Those are all talisman I can use. For the Thunder Familiarity, if you don't have it, you can check out this guide on how to get it, or you could just use the water one. Either one works fine. For my Guardian Spirit, I like to use Kusanagi. I like mixing in aerial attacks comboed with having the very fast recharge rate on the yokai ability, or the Guardian Spirit ability, my bad. You can also use the cat, but I tend to kill things very fast where the ninjutsu key damage doesn't really play a part, right? Because I kill things so fast, that ninjutsu damage really doesn't do a part. Obviously, when you level up the cat, you'll get that extra grapple damage. And still, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even use my grapple like that, the grapple and the final blow like that, because you kill things so fast that it doesn't even get used. Plus, the Guardian Spirit ability refreshes very fast. You can literally do a combo, use it, do a combo, use it again, do a combo. Like, it's very fast. It's super fast. And it applies water, which is a 20% debuff on the enemy. It lowers the person who is inflicted by water blight by 20%. So more damage there. Now I want to talk about how to allocate your stats so you could properly build into this build and not build for the build, if that makes sense. You want to like build into it as you're playing the game. So at level 5, you should go for something like this. You don't have any magic, no Nioh, no nothing. Just go for skill to get your attack up as high as you can. Next, then for level 10, your next milestone, you should try to go for 8 magics. That way you can have an additional slot. And by then you've probably killed enough yokai, probably have enough soul cores. So now you need slots so you can use more soul cores. Next is level 15. Nothing much, just keep leveling up skill and magic so you can get a 3rd slot on your magic. The next milestone will be 25. By then, you probably have beaten the game. You have 20 skill, 10 magic, level up some of your stamina, level up a little bit of your heart. I also leveled up intelligence because of the by then you should probably have some accessories, and they usually require 1 point of intelligence. So there you go. At level 40, you should either have 30 skill or 15 magic. You gotta pick and choose if you want that extra slot, or you want your skill, your ninjutsu, and your weapon to do way more damage, right? You gotta pick and choose there. And now this is where I'm at now. From here on, you could just level up skill and or magic, whichever one gives you the most bang for your buck. You could also level up more heart for more ki, but the reason why we have stamina is so we can stay above the A threshold in agility. And from here, you just level up skill or magic, whichever one you choose. Anyways, I think that's it for the build. I think I've gone over everything that you need to know about the build. It's very fun. It's very powerful. It kills things super fast. And when we get our hands on more guardian spirits and set bonuses, I will for sure update the build. It's not over. I'm actually going to do the walkthrough in the build. Actually, I'm going to live stream it and do a walkthrough and just obliterate all of Japan with my ninja build. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. We're on our way. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and peace out.